Hey, it's Kyle Roush with Iron Gate Realtors. Hope all is well. I'm bringing you a market update for the Miami Valley real estate market here in August 2019. Going to cover a couple topics. First, a market update to where we are versus an average market, and then we're going to cover some predictions about what's going to happen in the next few years. So a little bit of background data before we get started. The Miami Valley has a population of around 100,000 people. Average age is 66 and average home price sold is 200,000. In my more local market, the Clear Creek Township, Waynesville, Centerville, Springboro area, the population is about 50,000, or about half that of the Miami Valley. Average age is 38 and average home price sold is 357,000, so obviously a little more luxury market. We're in a very aggressive market right now as well. Home prices have increased about 10% from July last year to July this year. It's the most recent data we have. And home sales are up about 3.5% as well, so it's a great time to sell a home. Now, we have about 3 or 4 months of inventory currently on market, but in an average market, not necessarily advantageous for a buyer or a seller. We look for about 6 months of inventory currently on market available for buyers. Right now we're at 3 or 4 months, and so it definitely is a seller's market, and the numbers are matching up to that. Now, that's not to say it's bad for a buyer. Interest rates are really low, unemployment levels are low, and incomes are rising, so it's a great time to be a buyer as well. So sort of both sides, it's a perfect storm to have a lot of home sales and have those increasing prices. So in the next year, what are we predicting? What are experts looking at the market to do? Well, interest rates are most likely going to rise from the 3.5 or 4% where we are today, most likely to the 4, 4.5, 5% range. Not necessarily meaning it's bad for buyers, just going to be a little bit more expensive to get the money to put into a home. Also, home sales are going to continue to increase. We were at 3.5% year over year from last year to this year. We're most likely looking at a 3 to 4% raise over the coming year as well, so that's going to stay pretty consistent. Additionally, maintenance-free homes and ranch homes are going to increase in value. A lot of buyers are looking for these styles of homes, so if you have one, just keep in mind that the value is most likely going to reflect that as well. Now, the next 5 years, a little bit tougher to predict. However, we can look at some historical data that tells us that interest rates will most likely rise a little bit more, probably stabilizing somewhere around the 5.5% range. Still a great opportunity for buyers to borrow money and build equity into a home, especially when we're looking at home price increases of, the 10% range. 10 years down the road, it is impossible to predict. However, we can look again at that historical data, and it tells us that owning a home is a great investment to make. Average home price increases since the crash of 2007-2008 have continued at 3.5, 4.5%, depending on what market you're in. Here in this market, about 4.5%, which is great. And we're going to see those maintenance-free homes and those ranch-style homes continue to seek a lot of high demand. Additional to that, as the population in the whole country as well as locally continues to increase, the Dayton area, average age is 66, as that number continues to increase because of the baby boomer population, we're going to see a higher demand for multi-generational homes or multi-family homes. So just keep your eye on that and be aware of that, especially if you own that type of home right now. Know that in the next 1, 5, even 10 years down the road, there's going to be a high demand for that. Now, if you have any immediate questions, please feel free to reach out. You can reach me by my cell at 937-397-3905. Feel free to call or text, or you can shoot me an email at kyle.roush@irongaterealtors.com, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.